and welcome to this Zwift Run live stream. My name is Stephen. I'm a Zwift ambassador, a community run leader and your host today. There's a countdown clock up there showing how long to go before the start of the main event, so you've probably got time to tidy the kitchen, take the trash out and grab yourself a drink before we get going. If you've never seen Zwift before, it's an online game where athletes from all over the world train, compete against and socialise with each other live and in real time. All you need to take part is a footpod, an internet connection, access to a treadmill and a device on which to run the Zwift app. You can use a computer, an iPad, an iPhone, a high-end Android device. Zwift even works on Apple TV. If you have a smart treadmill, you don't even need a footpod, as your treadmill will send your speed direct to Zwift. Once you've logged in and made sure your equipment is connected, you can join others live for structured group workouts or social runs. You could do a solo workout or take part in one of the many in-game challenges. You could also pit yourself against people from all over the world in a race. There are various Zwift worlds. Some are based on existing places like London, New York, Innsbruck, Richmond, Virginia and Harrogate in the UK. But the biggest world is the fictional Watopia, where you can run in glass tunnels underwater, through the middle of a volcano, in a jungle, up to the top of a snow-capped mountain and on country trails. Watopia is where the Zwift developers let their imagination fly. Like any computer game, the more you run, the higher up the levels you climb and the more virtual goodies you require. If you're a regular treadmill runner, Zwift is going to transform your training. If you're a hater, Zwift is going to change the way you think about indoor running. Before we go any further, if you're watching on YouTube, please click that subscribe button and the bell icon so you're notified every time we go live on this channel. If you're watching on Facebook, please click the like button on the Film My Run page. Film My Run is also my other YouTube channel where I post real world runs, so if you're interested in marathons, ultra running, 10Ks or triathlons, you'll find product reviews, interviews and races over on that channel. I've been running all my life. I started running long distance races in 2011 when I ran my first half marathon, and that was followed a year later by my first marathon in Paris. I've run the Paris Marathon every year since and have now run well over 100 marathons and ultras. I started using Zwift at the beginning of 2015 when indoor cycling and smart trainers really took off. In the early days, I held the long distance record for cycling of 500 kilometres on Zwift for about 48 hours. And when running started in 2016, I was the first person to run a marathon on Zwift. So if you have any questions about Zwift, if I don't know the answer, I probably know somebody who does. Okay, so now you can go and take the trash out and get that drink. And make sure you keep an eye on that countdown and be back in time for the start proper. Well, go on then, don't just sit there gawping at me. Basically, this message is going to go around in a loop again and again until the start of the run, so you may as well go and do something constructive in the meantime. Hello and welcome to this Zwift Run live stream. My name is Stephen. I'm a Zwift ambassador, a community run leader and your host today. There's a countdown clock up there showing how long to go before the start of the main event, so you've probably got time to tidy the kitchen, take the trash out and grab yourself a drink before we get going. If you've never seen Zwift before, it's an online game where athletes from all over the world train, compete against and socialise with each other live and in real time. All you need to take part is a footpod, an internet connection, access to a treadmill and a device on which to run the Zwift app. You can use a computer, an iPad, an iPhone, a high-end Android device. Zwift even works on Apple TV. If you have a smart treadmill, you don't even need a footpod, as your treadmill will send your speed direct to Zwift. Once you've logged in and made sure your equipment is connected, you can join others live for structured group workouts or social runs. You could do a solo workout or take part in one of the many in-game challenges. You could also pit yourself against people from all over the world in a race. There are various Zwift worlds. Some are based on existing places like London, New York, Innsbruck, Richmond, Virginia and Harrogate in the UK. But the biggest world is the fictional Watopia, where you can run in glass tunnels underwater, through the middle of a volcano, in a jungle, up to the top of a snow-capped mountain and on country trails. Watopia is where the Zwift developers let their imagination fly. Like any computer game, the more you run, the higher up the levels you climb and the more virtual goodies you require. If you're a regular treadmill runner, Zwift is going to transform your training. If you're a hater, Zwift is going to change the way you think about indoor running. Before we go any further, if you're watching on YouTube, please click that subscribe button and the bell icon so you're notified every time we go live on this channel. If you're watching on Facebook, please click the like button on the Film My Run page. Film My Run is also my other YouTube channel where I post real world runs, so if you're interested in marathons, ultra running, 10Ks or triathlons, you'll find product reviews, interviews and races over on that channel. I've been running all my life. I started running long distance races in 2011 when I ran my first half marathon, and that was followed a year later by my first marathon in Paris. I've run the Paris Marathon every year since and have now run well over 100 marathons and ultras. I started using Zwift at the beginning of 2015 when indoor cycling and smart trainers really took off. In the early days, I held the long distance record for cycling of 500 kilometres on Zwift for about 48 hours. And when running started in 2016, I was the first person to run a marathon on Zwift. So if you have any questions about Zwift, if I don't know the answer, I probably know somebody who does. Okay, so now you can go and take the trash out and get that drink. And make sure you keep an eye on that countdown and be back in time for the start proper. Well, go on then, don't just sit there gawping at me. Basically, this message is going to go around in a loop again and again until the start of the run, so you may as well go and do something constructive in the meantime. Hello and welcome to this Zwift Run live stream. My name is Stephen. I'm a Zwift ambassador, a community run leader and your host today. There's a countdown clock up there showing how long to go before the start of the main event, so you've probably got time to tidy the kitchen, take the trash out and grab yourself a drink before we get going. If you've never seen Zwift before, it's an online game where athletes from all over the world train, compete against and socialise with each other live and in real time. All you need to take part is a footpod, an internet connection, access to a treadmill and a device on which to run the Zwift app. You can use a computer, an iPad, an iPhone, a high-end Android device. Zwift even works on Apple TV. If you have a smart treadmill, you don't even need a footpod, as your treadmill will send your speed direct to Zwift. Once you've logged in and made sure your equipment is connected, you can join others live for structured group workouts or social runs. You could do a solo workout or take part in one of the many in-game challenges. You could also pit yourself against people from all over the world in a race. There are various Zwift worlds. Some are based on existing places like London, New York, Innsbruck, Richmond, Virginia and Harrogate in the UK. But the biggest world is the fictional Watopia, where you can run in glass tunnels underwater, through the middle of a volcano, in a jungle, up to the top of a snow-capped mountain and on country trails. Watopia is where the Zwift developers let their imagination fly. Like any computer game, the more you run, the higher up the levels you climb and the more virtual goodies you require. If you're a regular treadmill runner, Zwift is going to transform your training. If you're a hater, Zwift is going to change the way you think about indoor running. Before we go any further, if you're watching on YouTube, please click that subscribe button and the bell icon so you're notified every time we go live on this channel. If you're watching on Facebook, please click the like button on the Film My Run page. Film My Run is also my other YouTube channel where I post real world runs, so if you're interested in marathons, ultra running, 10Ks or triathlons, you'll find product reviews, interviews and races over on that channel. I've been running all my life. I started running long distance races in 2011 when I ran my first half marathon, and that was followed a year later by my first marathon in Paris. I've run the Paris Marathon every year since and have now run well over 100 marathons and ultras. I started using Zwift at the beginning of 2015 when indoor cycling and smart trainers really took off. In the early days, I held the long distance record for cycling of 500 kilometres on Zwift for about 48 hours. And when running started in 2016, I was the first person to run a marathon on Zwift. So if you have any questions about Zwift, if I don't know the answer, I probably know somebody who does. Okay, so now you can go and take the trash out and get that drink. And make sure you keep an eye on that countdown and be back in time for the start proper. Well, go on then, don't just sit there gawping at me. Basically, this message is going to go around in a loop again and again until the start of the run, so you may as well go and do something constructive in the meantime. Good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. This is Film My Run on Zwift. My name is Stephen Cousins and we are broadcasting live on Facebook and on YouTube. While we're getting everything ready, it would be absolutely awesome if you could go and subscribe to the Film My Run YouTube channel and also the Zwift Live YouTube channel. You can also find us on Facebook at facebook.com/filmmyrun and also Twitter at filmmyrun, and the website is www.filmmyrun.com. It's very nearly time, so sit back, relax, don't forget to drop me a ride on and watch me do all the hard work. I don't know, there's always something. I haven't set my heart rate up. We're doing Tour of Watopia Stage 2. We've got about 30 seconds to go. Which is mine, Victoria? What are you? You're 86, so I'll go for your... What are you now? I'll go for that one, I think. 76. Yeah, okay. Right, 76. I think that's me. Right, Jonathan's doing the short run. Oh, we're off. Away we go. 9 kilometers an hour, I think, for us. We've already done a session today. Clive Finnemore's with us. Hi, Clive. Yeah, we've done another. So last night we did an interval session, and today, this afternoon, we've done an interval session. So we're not racing or doing anything special tonight. Victoria is absolutely shattered. So we are just getting round tonight. John Scala has joined us. Hello, Jeff Scala. Jeff Scala has joined us, which is nice to see. Hello, Jeff. Will B, hello. Hello, Clive. Hello, Jeff Partridge. Will B says good evening to you both. Victoria, are you feeling the cold? She had her coat on, but she's taking it off now. Clive says good evening, everybody. Jeff says evening all. And Jonathan says he's already done the long run, so he's doing the short version. Oh, but we'll still do 10k with it. Okay. Right. Sebastian's there. And a few other names I kind of recognise. Up and away, says Clive. So, we're in Fuego Flats. Haven't run in the desert for a little while. Clive says, what's the swag today? I am not sure. I'm not sure what we get today. Oh yeah, we get the route badge. We get a shiny new route badge at 2.7 kilometres in. I think it's 2.7 kilometres in anyway. Hello, Paolo Fernandez says, I have 2,500 kilometres run in Zwift. Well done. Yeah, it'd be great to see you joining some races, buddy. Thank you, Paolo. Or just come and run with us. Yeah, it'd be great. Tina is sitting in her chair, as has become usual for the now reclining Tina Beard. Victoria says she hopes you've got some nice snacks. Paul Sculthorpe is commenting in-game, but says he isn't running. Hi all, I'm watching from my desk. The Virgin engineer hasn't arrived yet, so can't run. I didn't know you needed a Virgin engineer for your desk, but apparently you do. And I also didn't know that you could run on Zwift on a desk, but apparently you can. Paul Sculthorpe is the proof of it. Right, we're doing 10k, but I think that it only takes 2.5k or so, 2.7 kilometres to get this route badge. So keep your eyes open, and we'll see if we get it a few minutes into the run. Like I say, Victoria and I are going very easy, our usual sedate 9 kilometres an hour, because we have already done quite a hard interval session. Well, Victoria's done a hard interval session. I have to say, I'm probably being a bit lazy because it was a good interval session for me, but obviously it wasn't at what would be my hard pace. Yeah, I mean, considering what Victoria and I have done in the past 4 or 5 days, we've had a fairly tough schedule of running. Tina's waiting for her dinner. Paolo, no worries. See you soon for sure. Hello, Kyle. Hope you're well as well. Nice to hear from you. And Paul Sculthorpe says, I need it for my Wi-Fi. Oh, Virgin engineer for Wi-Fi. Okay. Not to fix your desk. And you don't have a kind of spare Boeing or Airbus aeroplane in your lounge that you need the Virgin engineer to come and fix. That was random. Right. Oh, looking at all the Ukraine flags, that reminds me I must set up this week's Ukraine solidarity run, mustn't I? 5 o'clock on Friday, the Ukraine solidarity run, and tomorrow Bag That Badge as well. Don't forget Bag That Badge tomorrow, and the film My Run 500 tomorrow. Yes, I must set up Ukraine run. So my camera angles don't seem to be working. Don't know why. Actually, they weren't working yesterday, were they? So I probably should have restarted the computer. Usually when I restart the computer, everything's all right. But can't do it now. Anyone else get Sahara dust on their cars or on themselves today? We went out for our track run, and when we came back, the car was covered in sand, and so was Victoria's water bottle that she'd been sitting by the track. So yeah, very, very strange. Saharan dust storm landed in Worthing today. Yeah, we have had that before, but it was quite a lot more than usual. Oh, Paul. Sounds like you're having a bit of a bad technical time down there. Clive hasn't noticed anything in Cornwall. Apparently Paris has had it as well, because we've spoken to Victoria's brother in Paris, and they've had the sand storm as well. Jeff Partridge, it's a little less glamorous than Saharan desert dust. He's got brick dust from the builders. Amy Green says not noticed anything here. Okay, so maybe it's just kind of our little corner of southeast England. Oh yeah, and France then. Okay, maybe just our little corner of southeast England and the whole of France. Yeah, so quite a severe dusting basically of Saharan sand came down with the rain early this afternoon, late morning, early afternoon, and yeah, everything covered. Light rain, yeah, misty rain, misty drizzle. John Heaton's running with us. Hello, John. Oh, and Sebastian, Western Germany has had it as well. No, we're definitely not making it up, no. It's not a figment of our imagination. Oh, you're chafed, are you? Oh dear, Victoria's been chafed because I made her wear a heart rate strap for her training today. So unfortunately, she always suffers from chafing. So I think we're gonna try and invest in another one of the HRM Pro chest straps to see if that's any better. Because did it? Oh, or maybe we won't then. Apparently, Victoria has worn mine before, and that's cut her as well. So. Oh yeah. Adam Koffler says he probably wouldn't be able to tell the difference whether there was a Saharan dust storm or not, because his car's already dirty anyway. Yeah, you're still with me, yeah. Yeah, hashtag screens for Victoria. Victoria can't see what she's doing, but she is with us. And 1.5 kilometres in now, 8.5 to go. Yeah, why was that? Oh yeah, because your watch messed up. So Victoria, we had this really weird and annoying thing with Victoria's watch. So I told her that every time we start or finish a rep, she should press the lap button, which on a Garmin is the bottom right button. But every time she did that, the screen on her watch went back to the normal everyday watch screen, and she had to keep pressing the stop-start button at the top to get the running screens back. It didn't happen with my watch. It was perfectly okay with my watch. And then doing that, she then managed to at one point pause her run and missed a complete rep out. So she's got 1 kilometre less of hard work on her activity file than I have. Well, you don't have the nice graph because of what was happening with your watch for whatever reason. Anyway, so I've got this lovely workout graph of all the 10 reps that we did and the rests, and Victoria's just got rubbish. Anyway, never mind. I mean, we know that she did it. She did exactly the same as me. 10 800 meters reps of the track today. And she's still alive, and she did it faster than we anticipated or planned for. So she did really well. So it suggests that she is on track for definitely a sub-4 marathon. Hopefully, if we can get her to a PB, that'd be even better. And ideally, a little bit quicker than that, but we'll see. No promises. Anything can happen. But anyway, there we are. We're on for Paris Marathon. Yeah, there's a lot of different things that people do. Sebastian says Victoria is on track. Hello, Daniel, DIY Tech Repairs. He says, good evening, how's it all? Yeah, it's all good. All good. We are on track for Paris Marathon, and then we're on track for the 50 miler that Victoria has a week after the Paris Marathon. Right, hang on, you do it.
Jonathan has a very fair point here. He says, if I ever see the cousin's name on my passenger manifest, then I'm getting off.
The problem is, Jonathan, if you do, you're more likely to be the captain of the flight. So it's going to be quite difficult for you to get off. Because obviously what would have to happen then is I would have to fly the plane, and nobody wants that to happen. 2 kilometres done, 8 kilometres to go, and we are waiting now with bated breath for the route achievement badge to pop up. Yeah, it wasn't very good planning, to be honest. Victoria has the Paris Marathon and then a 50-mile race the week after, but I think she can do it. I think we're okay.
So, Lee, I signed up for South Downs Way 50 thinking that I wouldn't do Paris Marathon because I did it in October. But then with all the excitement of the Zwift group meeting up, I didn't want to miss out on all the fun. Didn't stand that thought, so I had to sign up. Don't tell me that's the start of our 10k. Oh, our badge route? Oh, I don't know. Stig said, no badge on this route, question mark. I'm doing the short later today and expect to get the badge then.
Yeah.
Stig, we're under the impression that we should get it too. Okay, so maybe, but I thought somebody said they'd got it on the long run.
Well, I don't know, we'll find out.
Well, if we don't get it, we can do the short run another day. Okay, Tina's saying the badge is the short route. Italian Villa. I need to do the distance this week. So doing the short run and the long run this week would be good for me. Big said that he ran on Sunday but didn't get the badge, but he did join a minute late. Thanks, Paul, for your good luck. I just hope I can do it. 2.5k done.
Amy says it's all good.
Yep, all good. All good miles.
Adam Coughless and Amy as well says all miles are good miles. I've just said I'm a miserable sod, and Jeff Partridge says we know that already. Victoria says she knows that already. Victoria says I'm a cantankerous old git. Victoria has just called me a cantankerous old git. Right, Jonathan Cost has just received the route badge on the short run at 2.4 kilometres. And he's already done the long run. Jeff Partridge says, yes, Victoria knows you well. Yeah, it came up as Toria, not Victoria. Don't ask me why. Stupid voice to text. Stupid voice to text. Full stop. Just another thing to get on my nerves. Amy, say something to drag me out of this pit of despair. What? Oh, yes. Amy says just smile. Okay, I will try and just smile. Chris says it's your inner Albert Steptoe. Oh, honestly, Albert Steptoe is my hero. That is, I want to be Albert Steptoe, or I aspire to that, or actually, more likely, I aspire to, no, not Victor Meldrew, Basil Fawlty. I want to be Basil Fawlty when I'm older, please. Well, no, in the kind of Well, yeah, take the 1970s racism away, and I'd like to be Basil Fawlty. Basil! 7 kilometres left of our now completely pointless 10 kilometres. Right, John Hunter says a smile a mile, Stephen. A smile a mile. Okay, I can manage 1 smile every mile. John, I think I can manage 1 smile every mile. Full stop. But how long does the smile have to last for? Question mark. Hello, William, on YouTube. He says, hello, Stephen and Victoria. Stig says, I'm back running to and from the office, so less Zwifting for me. Nice to be out, though. And the ice is almost gone. Wow. Some people live in very different environments, don't they? Chris says, what is a kilometre? Chef Partridge says, yeah, running is pretty pointless, isn't it? Clive Finnemore says, will Victoria become Sybil Fawlty? Yeah, actually, yeah. And she already is pretty darn close to Sybil Fawlty. We have the same, in fact, we have a very similar relationship to Basil and Sybil. I'm always trying to sneakily get away with things that I know if Victoria finds out I'm in big trouble. And that is basically Basil and Sybil's relationship, isn't it? We are frighteningly close to that, actually. And I am just as much a bumbling idiot as Basil Fawlty is in that series. Well, no, Clive, I've never actually knocked a wall through. Well, you're just as good looking as Polly, darling. Victoria would rather be Polly than Sybil. Although, actually, Basil was married to Polly, wasn't he, rather than Sybil in real life? Well, not Basil, John Cleese. John Cleese and Polly, and now I've forgotten the name of the actress who played Polly. Somebody will remind me. But they were married and they wrote the series together. Yes. Tina, we've already discovered there's no swag. And earlier on today, we were discussing which run we should do. And in my head, you know, further is always better. And I knew that we would get the route badge, whatever we did, whether we did the long run or the short run. I absolutely was convinced that we would get the route badge. So the only reason to do the long run is just to get those few extra miles. However, had we known that we only get the route badge for the short run, we would have most definitely done the short run. Right, well, you would have gone to 10k anyway, would you? Okay. Clive says Connie Booth it was, yes. So, John Cleese was married to Connie Booth, and they together wrote the entire 2 series of Fawlty Towers. Oh, actually, yes. Now that's made me smile a bit. Tina has reminded me that it is double XP. Chris says, pourquoi? Well, right, now. So the car is not full of scratches from hitting it with a limp branch of a tree, but it is full of scratches from my terrible driving. And also our road is not very good. Lorries do tend to drive up our road and smash your wing mirror off without so much as a by your leave. Victoria has brought with her a number of chocolates in a bowl, and she is allowing herself a Malteser at 5 kilometres. So if anybody else wants a Malteser in a kilometre's time, just shout out and we'll get one to you. Hello if you're watching on Twitch, hello if you're watching on YouTube, hello if you're watching on Facebook. It's nice to have you with us. Thank you very much for joining us. We do genuinely appreciate it when people tune in and watch. You know, given all the other options that you have, that you choose to watch us, we do thank you very much. Oh look, the train! Wait, oh no! There's the train. I don't often see the train. 4 kilometres completed, so 1 kilometre before we're allowed to have a Malteser. Amy says she's got better control than me. The question is, would Amy have eaten all the Maltesers by now? No, they're not frozen, and we did try frozen Maltesers, and we were... Sorry? Oh, you like them? Okay, well, I was kind of vaguely nonplussed by them. I thought they were all right. Clive Finnemore likes crushed Maltesers on ice cream. Yes, so do I.
I purchased a box of Maltesers at the supermarket today, and I was going to hide them, only Elsa found them. And she made me feel really guilty, so I gave in to her. She opened the box and she said, shared them between 4. I have to trust she shared them equally.
Amy would have eaten the entire box of Maltesers within the first kilometre. She says. Not me, I didn't say that. Yeah, so Victoria actually is not really that bothered about chocolate. So, you know, it's kind of a what's the word I'm looking for? Stereotypical thing, isn't it, that women like chocolate? Well, that's not true in Victoria's case. She can take or leave chocolate most of the time. The one thing she is rubbish at is crisps. And so put an entire bag of 12 bags of crisps. You know those massive bags you can get from the supermarket which have 12 bags of crisps in? Place that in front of Victoria, all 12 bags would be gone within half an hour. She cannot resist crisps. But chocolate she can take or leave. Clive Finnemore says that you can't beat a frozen Kit Kat. Better than a soggy Kit Kat, he says. Right, hang on. So Amy says I'm a stereotype, so she does like her chocolate. Adam Koffler says, what is Stephen rubbish at? If you're rubbish at crisps, What is Stephen rubbish at? Jeff Partridge immediately replies with, how long have you got?
Yeah. Good point, Jeff. I would say cookies. And milk. If he's got, give him a warm chocolate or bag of chocolate chip cookies and a pint of milk. Full fat, creamy milk. No, nobody will ever get a look in. Yeah, warm. Those soft cookies, slightly melted. Clive likes cookie dough ice cream. Jeff now has a guilt trip for saying that he loves Stephen. You don't need to quite go to that extreme, Jeff. Tina says that her husband waits for her to get into the bath and then he eats all of the Maltesers. Leo says he went and turned over to the dark side today. He was supposed to run 26.2. Instead, he cycles 60 miles. He says, I don't even cycle. No, won't do any harm, Leo. Yay, balls. Virgin Media engineer has arrived. Woohoo!
Alright, Jeff Partridge is running progressive today, so he's doing a little bit quicker every kilometre. We have still got Nikki and Amy and Jeff Partridge, Nikki, Amy and Clive Finnemore and John Heaton and Sebastian Vaught and Ben and Victoria and myself all running together. Frankenberger is about a minute behind. Willie Nelson with his guitar is about 2 minutes behind. And we are going through the canyon and we'll come out into the oasis very shortly on our desert route. And Victoria is already chomping at the bit for her Malteser. She's got 200 metres to go before she can have a Malteser. Yes, Leo, right, Leo. So Victoria's just said Leo went for a 60k bike ride. 60 miles or 60k? 60-mile bike ride today instead of running a marathon. Went over to the dark side and has just realised that cycling is a sitting down sport. And you do get a sore arse. So yes, it is perfectly normal, especially if you're not a regular cyclist. Your bum will hurt a lot. The cheeks of your bum and the bones in your... Oh my goodness, the aching is so horrendous. So yes, but the more you do it, the more used to it you get and the less it hurts. And also, you really should buy some padded shorts because that does help. And Victoria also suggests a padded gel seat cover, which I don't necessarily recommend, but Victoria likes her padded gel seat cover on the bike from the pound shop. Victoria, how much are they in the pound shop? £1? Right, Victoria, you'll be pleased to know you are allowed to have a Malteser, but you can only have one if I can have one as well. Yeah, all right. Clive likes to use a cushion from the sofa on his bike. Yeah, you can't take a cushion from the sofa outdoors, really, Clive. I think it's an automatic assumption these days when people are riding a bike that they're doing it indoors on Zwift. So Clive just automatically suggests a cushion from the sofa. Yeah, but right, Jeff says no seat cover, but yes to chamois cream. Yeah, but chamois cream won't stop the aching. It'll stop chafing. but it won't stop the aching that you get when you are not used to sitting on a bike for a long time. Clive Finnemore says, well, he wouldn't need a sofa cover outside because he stands up on the bike outside on his cross-trail mountain bike. Leo's asking about cross-training on the bike. Do we think that cycling helps with running? Yeah, I would say it will help with your cardio fitness, but it won't. I don't really think it helps with your running. Your leg muscles work differently, and I spent a long time on the bike. When I was injured a few years ago, I couldn't run. But when I went back to running, my legs were so unfit and not in any way or any shape that they were before, even though I'd been doing regular cycling. I mean, I think in general fitness, yeah, you know, if you can't, and also because of impact, if you want to get your cardio still pumping, if you want to still do your cardio work, but you don't want lots of impact with running on the hard surfaces, then cycling will keep your heart rate going. Rowing, honestly, I can get my heart rate way higher rowing than I can cycling. If you've got a rowing machine, that is in my opinion, is a far better cardio workout than cycling. Cycling, I can rarely get my heart rate to go really high because my legs just aren't strong enough to push out the effort that's required to get my heart rate really high. Whereas I can do it with running, and I can do it with rowing. Oh really? Okay, and Victoria's saying the muscles, apparently she's heard that the muscles in your legs that you use for rowing are similar to those for running. I don't know about that. I've not heard that, but that's what Victoria seems to have heard. Atana 007, I've never heard of jelly bum before. What I have felt is that weird feeling in a triathlon when you've done 60 miles on the bike and you jump off the bike and start your run in a triathlon. My God, your legs feel weird then. Yeah, but, well, they were certainly good for men. For me, anyway. Okay. Cycling seats with a hole in the middle. Good for women and men, apparently, says Victoria. Amy says, I don't burn as many calories when I cycle. Jeff Partridge says, I've never had aching in my butt from cycling. And Tina says, you're just too fit, Jeff. Jeff, are you sure it's not because you don't have any nerve endings in your bum? I don't know where I got that from. I take that back. That didn't come out quite as I meant it. Tina reckons cycling knackered her legs for running. Ooh, Atana 007 asks the very pertinent and controversial question: who is fitter, a runner or a cyclist? I think it's different kinds of fitness, isn't it? You know, you get cyclists, especially in triathlons, the really good cyclists are rarely good runners. And the really good runners are usually rubbish cyclists. But they're both fit for their own sport. Yeah, that's why I don't do triathlon anymore, because I am a rubbish cyclist, and I think the most important discipline is cycling in triathlon. 6 kilometres in, 4 to go. John Hunter says goodbye. See you, John. Well done. Sorry, say that again. Yeah, Jonathan says cycling detrains my running. I don't know where. I can't remember the conversation now. Oh yeah, right. Who is fitter, a runner or a cyclist? Fit for what? Yeah, a runner is more fit for running, and a cyclist is more fit for cycling, I guess. I mean, you could also measure it on VO2 max, couldn't you? If you're measuring fitness by VO2 max, which is not necessarily a great way of measuring fitness, it's the same as BMI. Like, measuring your BMI, is that a good way to measure whether you're fat or not? Not necessarily, is it? I suppose it's a marker. Interesting. All of Jeff's running PBs were secured during the year he did an Ironman. So he was training swimming, cycling and running for an Ironman. And, well, I mean, yeah, but I can see that, because if you are doing all that training, cycling, swimming and running, you are generally going to be a lot fitter. But the question is, if you took all the miles that you did, or all the time that you did cycling and swimming, and converted that into running time, would you have been equally as fit? So you were doing 3 separate sports, and you know, say that you swapped out all the time that you spent swimming and all the time that you spent cycling, and just added more running in there. Would you have broken all your running PBs still? Would you have been as fit or fitter? You probably would have been fitter for running, wouldn't you? But not necessarily in general.
Theo says, it was hard for me not to run today, but I was asked to ride and I didn't want to say no. I won't be cycling every day once in a blue moon. But I agree with rowing 100% all-round cardio. Adam Koffler is saying triathlon helps core strength. So does Pilates. That helps core strength.
Yeah, no. Let's be real here. Pilates helps with lying on your back going to sleep for half an hour. Pilates helps if you want a little rest for 45 minutes with a load of other middle-aged women. And the lone man who's come along with his wife. Wow. Stig is doing a cross-country race, which is actually literally cross-country. He's going from Sweden to Norway, 30 kilometres crossing the border, 36 kilometres crossing the border. Right, Jeff Partridge says he's in trouble now. Clive Finnemore says, I think Sybil might be about to hit Basil. About my Pilates comment. I think, anyway. Unless it's just generally. And Tina says, there's that thin ice again, Stephen. What? Me? On thin ice? Never. I very carefully plan everything I say on this live stream so as not to offend or irritate anyone. Yeah. Tina agreeing with Victoria about Pilates, but you know. Sebastian says, I understand nothing today. Join the club, Sebastian. I generally understand very little about what goes on here. Yeah, do you know what? I like to live in ignorance. Same here, Sebastian. Full stop. But I enjoy living in ignorance. Tina says she's missing Pilates. She can't do it at the moment, of course, yes. Victoria couldn't get a place on her Monday's Pilates. Stig is going to jump off onto Zwift, cycling, I assume. Take care, Stig. See you soon. Thanks for popping by. We have done 7 kilometres. We have 3 kilometres left to go. Nikki is still with us. Amy Green is still with us. Clive Finnemore, Sebastian Vaught, M. Ben is still with us. John Heaton and Victoria all together, knocking out the last 3 kilometres of our double XP Tour of Watopia Stage 2 without the route badge. Not that I'm annoyed about that at all. Right, okay, Clive Finnemore is going to try and get a late join to the short run after this. Well, it is a good idea, but I want to eat Maltesers and have a shower. Not at the same time. Right, Tina reckons if Pilates is just lying down, she could do it, but she says it's harder than that. Yeah, well, you see, I don't think so, Tina. I think you should give it a go. I think you should go to Pilates, and I think you'll find that basically it's just lying down and occasionally lifting your arm up a bit, and then lifting your leg up a bit. That's all you have to do. By sitting at home, Tina, you're doing just as much work as being in a Pilates class. Thin ice for you too, Jonathan. It's just as well that Tina is a long way away from us, isn't it? That her arms aren't that long that she can reach out and give us a whack. Nikki, you're doing absolutely fine. She says, Nikki is barely with us. You're all right, Nikki. You're doing fine. In fact, you're leading the group out, Nikki. I like this bit. This is nice flowers here. Amy struggles with Pilates. Well, yeah, but that's the thing, because Amy, you're a very active person. You like to be up and about. You like to be doing things, moving your body, moving your arms, moving your legs, thinking about your fitness. Which is why you struggle with Pilates, because basically in Pilates you lie on the ground. Well, no, you lie on a nice soft mat and fall asleep for half an hour, which I imagine you would find very difficult to do. How deep can I dig this? Oh, look, Pilates is great. I just don't get on with it particularly well. Maybe I've had rubbish teachers or something, I don't know. Oh, right, Victoria says, no, you had a very good teacher, it was just you that was rubbish. Okay, I see. Fair enough. 17 minutes to go, 2.5 kilometres left of Tour of Watopia Stage 2, 10-kilometre run, no route badge. I'll just repeat that for you. If you were joining this run hoping to get the brand new route badge, tough. you're going to have to join the short run and get it that way. Right, Tina wants to see me transition from a downward dog, whatever the hell that is, to a plank and a press up. Tina, if I understood what any of those things were, I might try it. But I think I'd probably get injured. But Victoria reckons she knows exactly what you're talking about. Right, Jonathan is a yoga fan, or at least claims yoga is better than Pilates. I'm not. I think they're just spelled differently, to be honest. Pilots. Oh yeah, right. Yeah, Jonathan. Victoria. Right, this is Victoria's hilarious joke. Victoria reckons instead of Pilates, surely you prefer pilots, hey? Pilots. You see what Victoria did there? It's a very clever joke. Apparently Amy's about to fall off the treadmill laughing. I don't know what she's laughing at. My nonsense, apparently. My ignorance and nonsense. Do a Nicole Wilde yoga on your stream for our enjoyment. Oh my God. Okay. What the hell is that then? What is it? Nicole Wilde yoga. I'm imagining that wild yoga is yoga done outside. Oh, Nicole Wilde. Clive says, do you remember Vice Versas? No. I've no idea what that is. Right. So we think that Nicole Wilde does yoga videos, or do we think somebody called Nicole does wild yoga videos? Wild yoga, I'm guessing, is outside with a lion.
Paul Deering says to Stephen, you may as well go out on a limb and say that man flu is worse than childbirth. Paul, when Stephen was watching Elsa being born, he needed a nurse to look after him. I was fine. He needed a little attention, shall we say, when he nearly passed out. Atana saying, very much enjoyed your Gran Canaria. It was nice to see the sun at the finish after that terrible weather you had. Well done.
Thank you very much, Atana. Yeah, it was... the thing is that the video that's now... So the latest video on the Film My Run YouTube channel is of my 130-kilometre Trans Gran Canaria race that I did last week, or a couple of weeks ago now. Yeah, but and the thing is, I didn't actually film the worst of the weather because I was so cold and so traumatised. I just couldn't get my camera out to film in the worst of the weather. So actually what you see on the video, you could legitimately say it doesn't look too bad. But there were times it really was terrible weather. They've never had such bad weather for the Trans Gran Canaria race. Yeah, you do see the slippery mud, but you don't hear the wind quite as bad as it really was. Because the thing was, I was thinking about the audio on the video. I was thinking, I can't get the camera out here because you'd never hear anything I'm saying because it's so windy. So, but I should really have got the camera out just to show how bad the wind was and how strong the rain was, and in the worst sections. Well, yeah, that's another reason why I didn't get the camera out in the worst bits, because it's more dangerous. You don't want to be fiddling around with a camera when you're trying to negotiate a difficult ridge in slippy mud with the wind howling around you. So yeah, I guess that's another reason. It's just having to concentrate and make sure that I'm keeping myself safe. But thank you. If you want to have a look at that video, go to the Film My Run YouTube channel. We've also filmed today's Yasu 800 track session. Not quite as exciting as Trans Gran Canaria, but we'll have that up in a couple of days. Yeah, there was definitely more running happening in the 15 kilometres of Victoria and the children's run than there was in my Trans Gran Canaria run, which can't really be described as a run, more of a hike uphill most of the time. I did run a little bit on the downhills, but even on the downhills it was so slippy that I could hardly run. Thank you, Atana. Yeah, so Victoria and the kids did a great 15 kilometre run on the morning after I started my race. So while I got there late at night on the Saturday, they had already run that section earlier in the morning. Yeah, so I did 130 kilometres and I got a t-shirt and medal. Victoria and the kids did 15 kilometres and got 14 and a half, and got exactly the same t-shirt and medal. Yeah, slightly different ribbon. Amy says you all did well. Thank you very much, Amy. Right, 1 mile to go. Nikki is leading us out. Well done, Chris. Chris is off. Thanks, Chris. Chris from Quad Squad. 10 minutes to go. 1:06 we'll finish out. 1 hour, 6 minutes. And we're just coming to the end of the desert route now, into the modern town at the end. Right, yeah, Paul Deering says, Jonathan, ask Stephen about his treadmill. It started smoking and smelling really bad last night. I think Stephen made it much worse. Well, I did spend quite a long time yesterday afternoon, or was it yesterday morning? At some time anyway, tightening up the belt. And I'm pretty sure I did the correct thing. I timed it correctly. Maybe I haven't done it enough. Maybe I need to tighten it a bit more. But last night, during the interval session, it did better, actually. It wasn't too bad. But until later on in the run, and I started going a bit quicker, and it started to smell really bad. Like, it smelled like it was burning. I couldn't work out whether the burning is from the motor itself or from the edge of the belt rubbing on something, like, the friction of the belt rubbing against something. So I'm going to have another look, but I do think, and lots of people were saying last night, you've just got to get the engineer out. It didn't start slipping until quite late in the run, and I did go up to 19.3 at one point near the end, but it was really bad then. So I only just managed the last 200 metres or so. It did slip, Jonathan, a bit late, like towards the very end of the run. It was slipping, so maybe I'll do like 1 or 2 more turns of tightening and see if that makes it any better. Victoria says she thinks it sounds a little odd tonight. I don't know if... I'm not sure. Yeah. Right. Well, I'll give it one more go, and then we'll see if we have to call the engineer out. We are nearly done. 1 kilometre left now. Just over a kilometre to go. Oh, Jonathan says, did I use the 3 fingers method? Well, not really, Jonathan, because it's the edges of the belt, or the edges of the treadmill, the plastic. I can't get that. I mean, I'm sure I could if I tried a bit harder, but I haven't been able to get that bit off. So I can't actually test the 3-finger rule under the belt. Right, Tina reckons I might over tighten it. She's worried that I'll over tighten it and then probably snap the belt. 9 kilometers done. Yeah, I mean, there is always that possibility, but we'll just, maybe then I'll try and get the edge off the treadmill and do the 3-finger test so I know I'm not over tightening it. But yeah, I mean, it may well be that I have to get the engineer out. How many kilometres are you up to this week now, Victoria? Victoria's got to do a big week this week, the final week before tapering for the Paris Marathon and the South Downs Way 50. So I need Victoria to do at least 100k this week. Yeah. The problem is I'm away from Friday over the weekend. I don't know if I've told everyone where I'm going, though, have I? Have I mentioned where I'm going at the weekend? 38. Right, so after this run, Victoria will have done 38 kilometres this week. So you need another 60 before Sunday night. Yeah. But if you can get a long run in, yeah, you'll do 21 on Saturday. So that gets you up to 60, let's say 60k. If you can do another long run on Sunday, or like 2 or 3 short runs on Sunday, that maybe give you another 20 or 30k. That gets you to 90. So I reckon you could, if you do another 10k tomorrow and 10k on Friday, then 20k on Saturday. Right, Jeff Partridge. Apparently, Jeff doesn't know what I'm doing this weekend. He's saying, I can't quite read what Jeff is saying, but I think what I'm gleaning from that is that Jeff doesn't know what I'm doing this weekend. So if anybody else doesn't know what I'm doing this weekend, just pop in the chat there, and I'll let you know.
Right on.
Kim runs on plants. Thanks for the ride on. FMR 500 tomorrow, Clive and Sebastian. 11:35 tomorrow. If you want to join me, we're going to set the treadmills at 12% incline, and we're going to run for 4.2 kilometers of distance, and within that we'll make 500 meters of climb. And bag that badge tomorrow. Tomorrow evening, we're doing bag that badge. So, let's see what one we're doing tomorrow. What's the date tomorrow? 17th? So, we're in New York for Hudson Roll tomorrow. So if you haven't got the Hudson Roll badge for New York, come and join me tomorrow evening, 6:15 UK time, and we'll do the Hudson Roll, and you can get the Hudson Roll badge, achievement badge. Okay, so Tina Beard says, did I hear somewhere that you'd won something? Paul Deering says, Stephen won an Oscar, best film. Jonathan says, I genuinely don't know what you're doing this weekend. So, genuinely, Jonathan. Jeff Partridge, you need to turn off now. I am going to Sheffield at the weekend, and I am going to be attending the Sheffield Adventure Film Festival. And the Sheffield Adventure Film Festival is one of the best known sports film festivals in the country. And it just so happens that my documentary about the Backyard Ultra last year has won Best Running Film from last year. So I am going up to Sheffield to win, to collect my award for Best Running Film from the award-winning Film My Run channel. and then on Sunday, I am, believe it or not, don't laugh, I am taking part in a panel as an expert on filmmaking. I'm taking part in a panel on filmmaking for beginners, which I'm offering advice to new filmmakers. Hilarious. And if you want to you can come to that. If you want to come to Sheffield, you can come and watch that. Sebastian, stop laughing. It's true. This is all happening. Bizarre as it is, because genuinely I know nothing about filmmaking. Oh dear. Anyway, so yeah, that's what's happening. Saturday morning, my film is being shown at the Showcase Cinema in Sheffield, and Sunday afternoon, I am on a panel discussing filmmaking for new filmmakers. Yeah, I won the category for best running film. There were only 2 other running films made last year. Right, thank you very much, everybody. We are done here. Coming to the end, look. Well done, everybody. Congratulations on completing stage 2 of the Tour of Watopia. Stephen crosses the line, Victoria crosses the line, and we are done. Yes, you've got to 10. Oh, you have unlocked the Tour of Watopia run cap. So we did get some swag after all. Noah, you've probably got it. I'm guessing that you have already got it. Well, no, you'd have to log out and log back in again to see it. I'm pretty sure you will have got it at the same time as me. Did everyone else get that run cap? Heck, we did get some running swag after all. Yeah, so we got the running cap. Although, maybe you got that after the first one. Yeah, that's a point actually. Maybe if you did the first one, Tour of Watopia Stage 1, maybe you've already got the run cap. But Victoria and I didn't do Stage 1. We're going to have to do it as a catch-up if it's available. We just couldn't fit it into our schedules. So that's it. We're done. We are off. We'll be back, or I will be back tomorrow morning, 11:35 for the Film My Run 500. And then again tomorrow evening, 6:15 UK time for the Hudson Roll Achievement Badge. If you haven't got that, come and join us. 6:15 tomorrow UK time, 7:15 Central European time, to get the Hudson Roll Achievement Badge as part of Bag That Badge, the Bag That Badge series. Right, yes, Sebastian got that cap, the run cap, after the first Tour of Watopia. So, okay. Amy's going to join us tomorrow for Bag That Badge. So we will see you then. Take care, everyone. Thank you very much for joining. Lots of entertaining chat today. Really enjoyed that. Take care. We will see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.